Welcome, everyone. It's the Mike Tech Show, show number 958. Tonight, going to do a deep dive into some of the extra preview features of Malwarebytes Premium and give you an opportunity to save a lot of money by emailing me and purchasing a key directly from me because I'm a reseller. I have a Microsoft 365 family problem for a client. And it doesn't involve the family, but it's the user. And I'll deeply explain what's going on. Going to talk about a program called Starchive and then Pocketcasts. A great email from Kate. So that's what's on tap. And hope everybody's had a great week. And here we go. So before we get started, I want to thank Instant House Call for being a sponsor. And Instant House Call is that remote access software for an IT professional that you need to be able to remote in and repair systems. 4 times today we had to use it for one-off clients where they were new. We had to gain access to their system, and we had them just go to the site, download the access software, and we were able to connect in a minute. So if you go to MikeTechShow.com, you will see an orange link where you can get 90% off for the first year for Instant House Call, unlimited unattended endpoints, 10 concurrent sessions. It's fully white labeled. You get session analytics. It is incredible for any of your remote access needs. This is it. This is your solution. And you can get it for just $47 for the first year. And then last week I talked about sub accounts where you can really make money off this and it can pay for itself. Anyway, there's just no choice. You can go directly to instanthouseCall.com or please just click on the link and then follow the instructions, scroll down, and you'll see an order page. It's everything you need. So just you will absolutely love it. All right. I am going to discuss Malwarebytes, and let's open it right now. This is Malwarebytes Premium, and you've heard me talk about Malwarebytes all the time, and the Malwarebytes Tech Bench Toolkit if you're a tech, but they slipped in and added something on an update a few weeks ago, maybe even a little longer, but when I discovered it, I seen this tools preview. Now, Malwarebytes will, for real protection, it will not just block the, let's put this one, hold on, protection settings. It won't just do web protection, but malware and pup protection, ransomware protection, exploit protection, block potentially malicious email attachments. This is one-stop shopping for all you need. Now, I'm going to make an offer for you as a listener because I resell this to my clients. And I sell it for $30. If you need more than one, I will absolutely, work with you. Email me, MikeTechShow@gmail.com if you want a key or multiple keys. I'm a reseller. I'll sell it. And you'll save you would pay $49. And I'm giving a great discount, $30, and you'd be able to have this for 1 year for full protection on your system, whether it's Mac or Windows. Now, let's talk about the preview tools. Now, I have not launched it on my test system until right now. And you just click on the preview tools, you click continue, and then create a restore point. I would recommend that, but I'm not going to do it right now because that'll take a lot of time. I don't need to. So you have Windows firewall controls, Then you have system tweaks and startup applications. So how about system tweaks? For tools, you have open disk cleanup, verify system integrity, that runs an SFC scan now, reset all the firewall settings, reset network, reset WinSock. That's pretty cool. Now, let's look at privacy. Disable advertising ads. Just click it. Disable start menu ads. Disable lock screen ads. Here we go. I am just clicking that, and that's on. How about disabling Windows Copilot? You know my disdain for Copilot. Yet I have listeners that they live in that Copilot world. That's great. Not me right now. So we're going to turn that off. Very, very cool. Let's look at gaming. Disable game mode. Disable full screen optimization. Disable mouse acceleration. Miscellaneous. How about setting the classic right-click menu for Windows 11? Let's do that. Absolutely. Add end task to calendar context menu. Oh, let's see. Let's see if it worked. I think it did. So if we go to downloads, and there's the classic right-click menu. Okay. So let's go back. Oh, show file extensions. I always want that on. Show hidden files and folders. Absolutely. I'm not the greatest fan of dark mode on my Windows machines. It's very interesting. I love dark mode on my iPhone, but I don't like it on my Windows systems. So I need it light. So you can check all of these items, and this is included in Malwarebytes. And it's only the premium setting, the premium session. Now, I always, and this is probably up to date. Oh, no, man, there's an update already. I always check for updates when you go to settings. It will auto update and will auto run every night. Right now, it's installing the update. I did not expect that because I actually ran that literally a couple hours ago and there was no update. So, of course, I'm live and it's going to be an update. So let's restart Malwarebytes while it's doing that. And it's very easy. You don't have to restart your whole system. It'll just restart the app. And it takes a couple minutes because it's, hey, it's installing the update. I always want the latest, greatest. I then always kick off a full scan. You need to protect your computer. I happen to be a reseller. I like it because it's FINRA and HIPAA compliant for a system that would fall under that. So this meets those standards, especially the anti-ransomware feature. So I love it. And here we go. It's up. Now, what is this protection score? It's interesting. It's one of those things where they recommend things to set your system with. So I'm at 100%, but if there is a recommendation, it would be your security. Here's your security at a glance. It wants to make sure that everything is on. Automatic updates are on. You're scanning regularly. Windows is up to date. Regular scans are scheduled. You've recently restarted your computer. Third-party content in your start menu is disabled. Third-party apps cannot use your advertising ID. There are lots of little settings that it will walk you through so you can have a score. This is great when we put this on a client machine because they feel comfortable that this trusted advisor is recommending everything and we're following it. Now, you have the opportunity to ignore some items that you don't want to do, so you tell it to ignore it. So you do have that option. Settings, notifications. Man, I turn a lot off. I keep all of the protection notifications on, but for all of the ads And, do I want any promotions or special offers, pop-ups? No. So you can turn all of this off. It is very easy to install, very easy to configure. You get a 14-day trial when you download it from Malwarebytes.com. I highly recommend it. And if you want the premium with all the premium features, email me, MikeTechShow@gmail.com, and I will send you an invoice real quick, and you can pay me via Venmo. I take everything, PayPal, Zelle. I will send you all those options, and once I'm paid, I will email you a key or keys that you want. So I've had a couple listeners that are resellers that buy keys from me on a regular basis to resell, and I have a local Mac store that buys keys from me. So anybody that's doing a new Mac or something, he recommends Malwarebytes and puts it on and resells it right from his store. And I do a pretty good volume. That's why I get a great price. I buy hundreds of keys all the time when I'm purchasing. So it makes it worth it because I've, sold so many. And I remember, and I know Taz will remember this because he was there, when I first met Malwarebytes and the people and a couple guys who I still deal with. I still deal with Mike, who's a vice president, and we met in Canada at the Unconvention back in 2016, I believe. And that was great. And we've had a good relationship ever since then. So I've been working directly with Malwarebytes for over 9 years. And that's why all of a sudden when I was looking at that and I was looking at those tools, I was like, I got to talk about this and then offer this to everyone. If you're in a situation where you need some really good protection that also brings some extra utilities that you could use. Win, 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 win. Okay. Let me take a look at my, what else we got here? Oh, let's discuss the Microsoft 365 issue. New client with the following problem. She has an email account. Let's say it's Mary.Joe@Outlook.com. Just email for the Outlook.com. That's her primary email that she's been using for years and years and years. Somebody at some point a year ago, maybe a little more than a year ago, we got to create it, instead of Mary Joe, M.Joe@Outlook.com with an email account that she does not use, but purchased the family Microsoft 365. And I believe it's her son because her son added himself on the family plan. Okay, so you think it's not bad. Outlook gets both emails, which is annoying because she really only uses the one. And the other one popped up when she accidentally clicked Outlook New, which is another story. And let me tell you, Outlook New, and you've heard my rant, and I've talked about it. And if you haven't, you're going to hear it again probably next week or the next show, because 2 separate clients today accidentally clicked on it, and it just created a nightmare. And I'm not going to, I could go off on a tangent, and I could, throw Outlook New under the bus and back up multiple times. I want them to uninvent Outlook New and remove it. All right. So now when she goes to classic Outlook, she just has her one email account, everything. She's happy. She goes to Outlook New, And this mysterious secondary email that she never uses appears, where there's emails only from Microsoft. Okay, now for the problem. She lives with OneDrive, which is tied to the email she doesn't use. Now, she has to open up files from a client that sent a SharePoint link that to her email that she normally uses. But remember, there's no Microsoft apps behind that. When she goes to log in, she can't verify that account because there is no real Microsoft account behind that. And it won't let her sign in with that. And when she signs in with the other one, it says, well, that's not the verified one. Now, we did a workaround, which is I got access to the old account so we could see what subscription and everything is there. And I'm forwarding the email to the other account. And I said, have that person send the link to the old to the email account you don't use. It'll forward so you don't have to check it. She hates Outlook News, so we have Outlook Classic where she's only getting that email that she always uses. I hope I'm not confusing everybody, but now she'll get a forward from the one she doesn't use. How do I clean this up? I have one way that I'm thinking of doing this, and she's going on vacation for a week, which is good because I said, give me time to think about this and how I'm going to approach it. I got to get everything off OneDrive and copy it and get that to like an external drive. So that's one thing. We got to preserve all the files. In the Outlook Classic, just in case something happens, I got to back up all the email to a PST. Do all that. Then what I was going to do is purchase the family plan under that Outlook app, and I hope that I can. I haven't even tried. Then slowly uncouple and disable the other one, which means I even have to create a new login to Windows because that's married to the email that she doesn't use. Somebody clearly went down a path creating an email she doesn't use, having her purchase Outlook, all the apps and everything. A mess. I need recommendations. What's my best way out of this? What is the easy way, or is my approach the long way, the safe way of just, securing all the files, backing up all the email, and just resetting everything? So, and then obviously copy all the files back and get everything back to one primary email that is her major email that she uses at Outlook.com. If you have a suggestion or any kind of trick or tip or easy way that I can make this happen safely, where I'm preserving the email and all the files, I want to hear it. MikeTechShow@gmail.com. Could really use your help on this. Had a great meeting today over the phone with the user, and I'm looking forward to continuing to help her out. Very, very nice lady who understood the problem. She really did. As we were talking about it, I wanted to make sure she understood. And because what she wanted was to get rid of that other email from showing up without infecting the calendars and everything. And then I seen just how ingrained she is to that the email account that she's not using. And it's amazing. So we want to just get everything cleaned up. Right now, she knows how to work around everything. And if we have to stay that way, that's possible, but it's just not the way she wants it. Okay, a couple utilities for tonight. And I'm going to show, the one is Starchive. What is Starchive? Well, it's a browser plugin to send YouTube videos to a local back end that you're running. This utility from GitHub will allow you, it's a Firefox extension that detects YouTube video pages, and this program Go, which is going to be at the back end that you're going to be running, it's sort of like a little server that will download the videos using YTDLP program. Okay, it sounds complicated. I guess in a way it is, but how it works, when you visit the YouTube video page, the content script automatically detects the video ID from the URL. The video ID is sent to the background script, which makes a post request to your local host and the port and YouTube. The Go backend receives the video ID and uses the program to download the video. Videos and directory are converted to a MOV format using FFmpeg with hardware acceleration. It sounds complicated, but I have not. I stumbled on this, and then I am going to try it out after I redo my system. And it's actually something I want to do first on the test system and then apply it to my main production system. How many times would you love to have the recording of the YouTube that you would like to take that video and have it saved? It's pretty cool to be able to do that. So anyway, I wanted to offer, especially, you want something to work on, you want a little project, and you have a little time, this is something to, try it out, and pretty cool. And that's the geeky stuff I want to be able to offer up a lot, to be, something to play with. In the old days, I called it, this is your homework, that you have from watching and listening to the show. So let me know your experience with this. I want to know. And I noticed they only mentioned Firefox. So, what about the other browsers? I think it's only Firefox. So let me know how you like that and if that, worked out for you. Wrapping up with a link to Pocketcasts. I have never heard of this. And Tim in the chat, when I mentioned this in the pre-show, he says he uses Pocketcasts all the time. Well, something I learned, and Kate asked me the question, hey, do you already know about this? And the answer is no. This is new to me. And she says, hi, Mike. I get my podcast with an app called Pocketcasts at just pocketcast.com. They offer a free version, but I pay for a more feature-rich version. And I just noticed a new feature where I can view transcripts. Apparently, podcasters can turn on this feature somehow, but even when they don't, the Pocket Cast servers use AI to generate a transcript for episodes less than 2 hours long. So I noticed that there's a transcript for the Mike Tech Show, and here's how it looks. And I'm trying to, how can I do this where I think I've hid Kate's email. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So you'll see there is a transcript. And it's got my icon from the show, and it says, welcome, everyone. It's the Mike Tech Show, show number 956. How cool is that there's a transcript of my show? I love it. You can see that the transcript also includes whatever you say about your sponsors. Pretty cool. Here's a link to some more info on this at the Pocket Casts website. I think I can do this with the Windows app too. We'll let you know when I have a chance to check it out. And Kate, thank you so much for that. And remember, anybody, you find something cool like that, and especially if it involves, the Mike Tech Show, and let me know. Hit me up. Send me an email. I've sent email throughout the whole show, MikeTechShow@gmail.com. That's that's great. And that's the kind of stuff I want to share with everybody. And I am going to try that for testing my podcast. And right now I still test with, and sometimes it's hit or miss with Zypod. So that's an old app. And just to check on my RSS feed and, hey, is everything working? So that is it for tonight's show. And I hope you enjoyed it. Get back to me. One, if you want Malwarebytes Premium, hit me up. Send me an email, and then I will send you methods to pay me, and then I will immediately send you a key. And if you need a bunch, let me know. If you need a whole lot, hey, we'll work out a deal. That's one. Check out Instant House Call and that incredible discount. And then now you got something to play with for doing, recording, and saving YouTube videos on your system. That's pretty neat. That's why I wanted to share that. Pocketcasts looks like a great app to try. And then if there's any ideas on giving me some tips to help me out with the person who's attached to the wrong email for the Microsoft family plan, I'd love your recommendations. Please, first, I want to thank Don for an incredible donation. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And anybody else, if you want to donate to help support the show, of course, it's over at MikeTechShow.com, MikeNation.net. That's what it'll flip you to. And you'll see the PayPal donation button. That helps keep the lights on, keeps the expenses for everything for the show. And I really, really appreciate it. That's it. See everybody next week. Same time, same channel. Bye-bye.